Welcome to Lesson 9, the imperative mood. As always, let's start with what we know and build on top of it. A verb is a word that shows what? Action or existence. All verbs have certain characteristics we must be able to recognize and identify. The first characteristic refers to who is performing the action of the verb. We call this person, and in both English and Latin, we talk about verbs having first, second, or third person. Going along with person, we always talk about how many persons there are, which is number. Number means singular and plural. Is it just one, or is it more than one? The final characteristic is the time that the verb happens. We haven't talked about this much, but we will in the future, no pun intended. And it's called tense. Tense refers to the time the verb happens. Verbs also have a characteristic called mood, sometimes mode, that refers to the function of the verb in the sentence. Basically, what is the verb doing for the sentence? Most of the time, verbs in Latin and in English are used to indicate facts or opinions. We call verbs used this way, indicating facts or opinions, the indicative mood. Well, that makes sense. You indicate things with the indicative mood, and most verbs that you are familiar with are, in fact, indicative. Sometimes, however, we can use verbs to order people to do things. When we use a verb to issue a command or an order, we change its function and thus its mood. And remember, mood is the way it's used in the sentence. We call verbs used this way, ordering or commanding someone to do something, the imperative mood. The verb imperare, which you will learn in a few lessons, means to order or to command. So, let's summarize. Verbs that state facts or opinion. That's the indicative mood. It indicates simple facts or opinions. But verbs that are used to order or command are in the imperative mood. So let's look at some English examples. Let's highlight the verbs in each sentence below and identify if they are indicative or imperative. Number 1 says the horses ran toward the pond in the field. Well, is that indicating a fact or an opinion, or is it giving a command or an order? Well, we're not telling the horses to do anything. The horses are simply doing it anyway. That seems like an indicative. Our verb is ran, and it is indeed indicative. It's just telling us what they did. Number 2, we walked away from the forest at night. First, where's your verb? Walked. So now we ask ourselves, is this telling us what happened, or is it giving a command about what we need to do? This is simply saying, well, what we did. That's the indicative. Number 3 says, wash your hands before dinner. Where's the verb? Wash. Okay, so ask yourself, are you being told to do something, or is this simply something that happened? Here you're being told by somebody to do something. That's the imperative mood. It's a command or an order. Let's take a look at number 4. Ask Hannah for a pencil before the quiz. Where's your verb? Ask. Are you being told what to do, or are you saying what has already happened? We're being told to do something, so that is, again, imperative. Number 5, study your vocabulary every day for 15 minutes. Where's your verb? Study. You're being told what to do. Imperative. Okay, I'll give you a minute. Try the next few on your own. Okay, that's been about a minute. Let's take a look. Number 6. I slept through my alarm yesterday morning. Our verb, slept. Is that indicating something, or is that giving a command? That's indicating, that's indicative. Number 7. They cleaned their dishes after dinner. Our verb is cleaned. It's indicating a statement, a fact or opinion, indicative. Number 8. Write down tonight's homework in your planner. Our verb is write. That's a command. Number 9. The sailors loaded the ship with many barrels of food. Our verb is loaded. That's indicative. And finally, number 10. Pass these papers back to the students behind you. Our verb is pass. That's a command or an order. That's imperative. Latin verbs. So let's talk about the imperative in Latin. All the verbs we have seen in Latin up to this point have been in the indicative mood. In fact, if a verb uses your personal endings of OST musticent right now, then right now it has to be in the indicative mood. The imperative mood, in fact, only has 2 forms, which makes sense if we think about what it does. If we are commanding or ordering someone to do something, who are we talking to? Think about giving a command or an order to someone. Who are you talking to? You're talking to the person you're looking at. So if you're talking to someone and looking at them and giving them a command, is that first, second, or third person? That second person. You're looking at someone, telling them, you do this. Thus, all imperative mood verbs only have second person forms. Yeah, I know person is redundant here, whatever. It's second person, and there's a little star there. In the future, when you get to like pre-AP and AP, we can talk about other things the imperative does, but right now, let's just look at how it works. First, we start like we always do. We start by removing the letters RE from the second principal part of the verb, and that gives us our stem, or our root that we use for all forms of the present tense. Our verb is amo. So go to amare. Always start here in the present. Chop off the final 2 letters. Your stem is ama. Okay, we're going to use that. That goes in the Latin here, and it goes in the Latin here. Now, we are done for the singular. We don't have to add anything else in the singular. In the plural, we just add te, and we get amate. Remember, the imperative is only second person, so there's no other parts of the chart to fill out. And if we remember that it's second person, we can think of how we translate it. Well, who is second person? That's you. You love. Now notice I put you in parentheses here. In English, when you give a command or an order, we often leave out the you part of it, and so you could technically just say love. And the same thing for the plural. Y'all love. You're giving a command or an order. The y'all is implied in English. We don't usually say it. We just are talking to someone and we say love or do this. So when you fill a chart out, feel free to add in the you and y'all to emphasize the fact that you're in the second person, but you don't have to. That's why it's in parentheses. Let's try another couple verbs. Laudo and paro. I'll give you a couple minutes. Try them on your own. Okay, once again, start with the second principal part. Remove the last 2 letters. That gives us our stem. Start there. Lauda, lauda. For the singular, you're done. You don't have to add anything else. For the plural, add te, laudate. Let's translate it. Remember, you is optional. You praise, and in the plural, y'all praise. Optional y'all. Let's do paro. Same thing. Para, Te. You prepare. Y'all prepare. Excellent. Now that we've practiced forming it, let's see if we can find it in a sentence. Let's find the verb in all the sentences below and identify if it's indicative or imperative. Is it being used to indicate a simple statement of fact or opinion, or is it giving a command or an order? Remember, there's a shortcut. Right now, if it uses OST, musste sind, it has to be indicative. If it doesn't use OST musste sind, if it uses te or ends with just a long A, it has to be imperative. So let's look. Number 1. Agricolae cibum multum parant. Find your verb. Parant. Latin likes to save the verb for the end of the sentence, but it doesn't have to. We see that parant ends with nt. Ah, that's OST musste sind. That's third, plural, nt, they. They prepare. Hey, that's a statement. That's not a command. That's indicative. Number 2. Ad insulam navigate. Where's your verb? Navigate. There's something doing with sailing here. What does it end with? Does it end with OST musste sind? No, it doesn't. It ends with te. Hey, we just filled that out on the chart. That's a plural imperative, so y'all are being told to do something. Y'all are being told to sail. That's imperative. Number 3. Puellae equis cibum dant. Where's your verb? Dant. Ends with nt. Oh man, OST musste sind. That's indicative. Number 4. Amamus equos bonus. Where's your verb? Latin tricked us this time. The verb isn't at the end, it's at the beginning. Well, is it indicative or imperative? Well, think about the ending. Mus, OST, mus, we are loving. That's indicative. And number 5. Manda familiae pecuniam. Well, that's good advice. Where's your verb? Manda. Don't be confused by the long A. That's not an ablative. That's a verb. That's a singular imperative right there. You, just you, are being told manda, entrust. Excellent.